Morning, everybody. Travis at Raw Family Farm again. We're out here. We got a couple hours to burn before we got some things to do this evening. So I'm going through my bees, and we've been working. Let me swap the camera around. Been working on the garden this morning. We got 3 rows done. It's probably all we'll get done today. So we got corn in this row, and then this row is half tomato, and then the other half is going to be beans. And this one's going to be our okras, and then cucumber and squash down through there. And then this out here, probably whenever we start it, is going to be pumpkins. I might get some watermelons going, but we got started today. I've got to get trellises in the next week or so. After the beans start, I'm gonna get trellises put up for the beans to grow on, and then I've got to extend our thornless blackberries out. They've outgrown what I got, so we got to get that extended out. But just going through the bees, checking, make sure I ain't gonna add no supers. We are right in the middle of the, probably 3/4 of the way through the honey flow. Just checked these, they're good right now. So we're gonna get into these, and then when I get down to that one, I need to see where I got good brood pattern, if anywhere, and figure out what I'm gonna do, because that one's got a double screen board on it. I got a swarm that I caught up top, and then real weak hive in the bottom, so I got to figure out with that one. I got to check this one, see how strong it is now. It swarmed on me, and then figure out with these 3 nukes and that one if I need to add any boxes or put them nukes in some big boxes. So let's get this one cracked open and figure out what's in it. All right, my phone overheated. But this one's population is not bad. They're working. Brood pattern is awesome. There's probably, I say 5 frames of brood in that bottom. So if it did swarm, I didn't see the queen, but there's fresh eggs, larvae, brood everywhere. So they're doing good. They're recovered pretty good. Won't probably do a whole lot this year, which the super ain't real weak. This one is doing really well. Didn't need to add a super yet. Nothing I've had to add, but I'm going to give it about 3-4 days, depending on weather. And then I may have to add probably 3 supers. This one's really good. This is the one I had the double screen board. I actually found the queen in the bottom. She's starting to lay, got a decent brood pattern. I'm going to give her another week, see how it turns out. This one's doing glorious. She's I marked both of them actually with the wrong color, but it's the only pin I got. But that one's doing awesome. So I'm going to give this one another week, see how she turns out. If she does good, I'll just split them and be done with it. If not, I'll make a decision then. This one's a bigger queen, a lot longer and fatter. This one's a little shorter and fatter. Probably 2 different breeds. They were 2 different colors, but I know they are the queens. First time I ever caught them in my hand, I caught them with a queen catcher, got them in my hand, held them, and marked them. So that's a new for me. What I'm also doing is I'm taking my queen excluders off, because after you get that honey row, the queen's not going to go through that honey. So once you get honey started right there, she's only going to lay in the bottom 2 boxes. What I've heard, what I believe, I'm going to try it, because I think through the end of this honey flow, it'll help. I'm guessing, I'm trying something. I think it'll help them fill them that last super. If anybody knows what these birds are, right there, let me know. They're hanging around my bee yard a lot. I think they're eating my bees. So if I notice them eating my bees, we're going to dispose of them. There's one right there. So I don't know, I've just seen those 2 hanging around this yard a good bit. And I don't care if they're eating other insects, but not my bees. So I'm going to get this one put back together. Like I said, I'm going to leave it for another week and wait. Then I'm going to work through these other ones real quick. All right, that one's good. They got honey started in the tops in the middle, so I I only had one excluder on, so I took it off. It was on that one, so I took it off. This one right here, this top super, which was on the bottom, is slap full. Good Lord, it's heavy. It's at least 100 pounds. But the top one they just started working on, so I just swapped them. Under super, and I've heard, and it makes sense, if you under super, which is take the full one, take everything off, put the new one underneath, they'll fill it up quicker. So I swapped them out. We'll find out, because that one's probably not one frame maybe of honey out of that one. So, but that top one, good Lord, that's the heaviest super I've touched today. All right, so we're gonna get into these two real quick. I'm gonna try to film as I get into this one. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I don't have my tripod up here. So far, this hive right here, I took the top off. Is it one of them two? I think it was that one. But I took the top off, took the inner cover off, as you can see is showing right there. And I was like, I went to put it back on, and I said, well, the inner cover I put back on, then I said, well, I'm gonna pull that super off and check the one below it. Well, when I pulled that inner cover back off, I swapped it off without smoking, and they got me. So I got 2 stings, one on each hand. So, not bad for a day. But they say you get used to it. I haven't yet, so we'll find out. Honey, it's good this year. Man, it's good. Let me smoke and get this lid off. Looking good. Let's see. They're working on these. This one looks capped. Working on that one. That one was capped. That one was capped. That one was capped. They're working on it, so it's about 80% done. I'm gonna have to put a super on that one this week. So what I do is I will put this lid back on. And these lids I got from Bob Benny up at the bee conference. I got 4 of them. I got 1, 2, 3 that you see, and there's the 4th one. They're feeder lids. Man, I love them. I'm gonna get probably, they're not cheap, but they're sturdy. Man, they're sturdy. And you see some of my equipment, it's time to go, especially these. I'm getting away from these telescoping covers. I like these migratory covers better. So I've got a bunch of lids that are just rotten in boxes. So this year at the Hive Life, I'm gonna try to go up there and bring back a truckload of stuff. We'll see how it goes. So this one I'm gonna have to add. I know that one. The rest of them look good, so I know that one's gonna need one. So let's get into this one. This has got to be one of them that swarmed on me. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swarm cells in it. Already hatched out, or they're empty, but that's probably one of them that swarmed on me. Had to have been with all the swarm cells that already hatched out. But what I'm gonna do is this top super that was on it, these were all in the super. This top super that's on it's pretty empty, and it's really crappy. They're working on it, but I haven't given them a whole lot to start with. They're starter strips on most of these frames, but it's all I had left the other day. So what I'm gonna do is under super with it, and hopefully they'll get started working on it and get it full before the end of the flow. All right, so all I did was swap them supers. Hopefully they get started on that one that doesn't have a whole lot in it. That one needs a super. And I think when I come back and put a super on that one, I'm gonna come back. Well, when I come back, probably Thursday, I'm gonna bring some of my foundation that I have and I don't know, they're not wanting to draw on this top super for some reason. The bottom one's packed, the deep's packed out. But I've got to get something to coax them up there, so I'm going to have to put some comb in that top and get them drawn up there. So, I'll have to figure it out. Put plus comb on that one. This one needs a super. Let's see what these nukes need. I got supers. Like I said, I'm gonna wait till Thursday. I'm gonna give it, today's Saturday afternoon, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days, I'll do it Thursday evening. I'll come through and super everything I set a super on. I ain't gotta go through them no more, just open tops, add supers. This nuke was right here. The two nukes that were right there didn't have nothing in them but foragers trying to put nectar in it. So I shook the foragers and the nectar right there and covered them. So all they could do is climb in, and they have to clean all that up now. So they'll be friends. Because that bottom one was the weakest. Even though she had a good laying pattern. Not really good, she has an okay laying pattern. So what I did is I took this nuke right here. It's full. I haven't pulled out. Population's good. I'm gonna move it into a 10 framer here in the Thursday. I'm gonna bring a 10 framer up here. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Put that in a 10 framer. Add these frames to it that I took out of those nukes. Some of them have foundation started, some of them don't. These two have actually nectar on them. That's the ones I shook nectar off, so I left them there, let the bees clean them up till tomorrow. This one I just added a super on. That was that last big swarm I caught. I actually caught it in the bushes right here. It's pretty big, and it was like a foot off the ground, so it was probably the easiest one I've gotten so far. They're doing great. Packed out the bottom box, added a super, so we should be good there. I'd say we've got another 4 weeks maybe of honey flow. Hopefully that'll give me at least 3 more super, minimum 2 supers per strong hive. So some of these hives aren't strong enough to add another super, so they might get 1 more super. But for now, we get that random rain and some good weather, we should be good. Everything's pretty much done blooming that I know of. I know blackberries, you see them up there, they're still blooming. Clover's still blooming. Privy hedge is going crazy blooming right now, and they love it. Blueberries are fixing to start blooming. We got that big bush right there and the big bush right here. I believe this little one right there died. And we've got our apple trees, they should be blooming. Probably after the honey flow, fall flow, they should bloom. So hopefully, like I said, strong hives get 2-3 more supers out of it. The weak ones maybe 1 more. So if it keeps going like it is, and if I can keep up the rest of the summer, we'll be good. But I'll catch y'all next week when I add these supers and change that one into a 10 frame. All right, I'm gonna quit rambling. Gotta get ready. I've actually got a bud on the smoker, but I've got to get ready to get my hair cut. Got a graduation party to go to tonight. It's that time of the year. And then see what else we can get into. All the animals are doing good. The pasture is actually back there where we got them out on the electric. The big animals, the cow and the goats and stuff. I think we're gonna move them Tuesday. We've got a whole ordeal. I'll go over that Tuesday when we do it. We're gonna move the boys, move the girls, move the big animals. Everybody's getting shuffled around. Trying to get some of these paddocks that we got some rest, let the grass start growing. So that'll all be Tuesday. But everything's trucking right along. Neighbor piled me up. He had a tree cut down, piled me up some wood right there. I've been trying to cut it up and get it moved too here and there. When I get a chance, I'm gonna try to get it moved and split and stacked before it rots. There's one of them dang birds. I don't think they're any good, so they're probably fixing to go bye-bye in some way, shape, or form. But as of right now, I don't think they're hurting anything. But if I got queens that leave and come back, that may be them bees that kind of hunt for, the birds that kind of hunt for bees, so I don't want them hanging around killing my queens that might be coming back being mated and stuff. So got enough pressure out there. I don't need a bird right here at the hives preying on them. So I'm gonna watch them and see what they're doing. See, he's right there. I don't know. I don't like it. All right, I've rambled on long enough. Thank y'all again for watching. Like, subscribe, go follow us on Facebook. Thank everybody that has watched and my subscribers that I have now. If y'all got any comments, let me know. Something y'all want to see, something I haven't explained good enough, or some other things y'all want to see me do around here. We've got big projects I'm going to try to get done, the fencing, especially on the back of the property this year. So thank y'all, and y'all have a good weekend. This is actually the day before Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.